I'm Shimoyo Mangazi with Business Time on Times. It is a magazine program where we bring you business and economic news stories making headlines. In the program today, tobacco prices jump 8.3% in 2 weeks. Also in the program, 2 Malawi Stock Exchange listed real estate management firms register a combined 18 billion kwacha profit. We have these and other stories. Stay tuned.
Tell me, where is all the good wine? You mean you do not have any French wine? Like some Pinot Noir? In my country, we have so much.
Well, you're in Malawi now. Maybe you should try something different. Just try it.
Très bien. I really love this.
Made from fresh local fruits of mulberry, jambula, rosella, strawberry, plum, white guava and white peach, and naturally fermented for 1 or 2 years in our cool cellar, comes Malawi's own Linga. Here's to a smooth taste, unsurpassed quality, and distinctive fruit wines. When in Malawi, it has to be Linga.
Hello and welcome. Figures from Auction Holdings Group have shown that prices being offered on the tobacco market this year are a bit higher compared to last year. This has been witnessed by an average price of $1.68 recorded in the first 2 weeks of sales from $1.55 last year. This represents an 8.3% change in the prices. We have more in this report.
Malawi has realized $15.1 million from the sale of 8.9 million kilograms of tobacco in the first 2 weeks of sales. This represents a 69.6% increase when compared to the $8.9 million the country realized during the same period last year after selling 5.6 million kilograms of the crop. Tobacco Commission Chief Executive Officer Joseph Chidanto Malunga says worrisome are rejection rate trends which have remained higher than last year.
2 weeks, fairly good because compared to the same period last season, I think the prices and the volumes that we have sold are much better than the last year. For example, we have sold nearly 9 million kilograms of tobacco, while last year, the same period, had sold about 6 million. And this year we have realized already 15 million US dollars, while last year it was a little lower, about 9 million. So even in terms of out there, so I think that could be one of the reasons. And the other reason is that we have also seen good quality tobacco on the market. Limbe market in particular, unexpectedly, they have offered very nice quality. So as you know, the prices also go with the quality that we are displaying. So the issues of quality are good, and also that the volume out there is smaller than what the buyers are looking for. So probably those are some of the reasons. High rejection, you have to realize that we are at the beginning of the market season. First week, second week, and normally the growers, they don't bring their best crop at this time. So they wait, way into the season and then bring their best crop. But it is also an issue to do with grading. Sometimes when a buyer rejects, basically is saying, can you regrade this? Because if you have a bad grade, you make sure that you put all the bad grade in one bale. A good grade, the same thing. But if you mix bad and good, it is not good at all. So those are some of the things that we are telling our growers. That when they're selling, they have to make sure that they put one grade in one bale and then the other grade. But it's a continuous education. We are continuously telling our growers what to do, and like I said, probably sometime way into the market, things will improve. See how much we are going to get, but we know that our projection is we're going to have around 124 million kilograms of tobacco. And looking at the average price, I don't know how much we're going to get, but let's see what happens. Otherwise, we are expecting to sell more than 120 million kilograms. So if the average remains the same, then probably we'll realize the product of the average price and the volume that I'm talking about. Well, this year is a little higher in terms of rejection than what it was last year. Like I said earlier, that there are so many things that are attributed to that. One of the things is also that some of the buyers that registered to buy this year have not started buying yet. And most of those are the ones that buy on auction. So our traditional buyers, most of them do not buy on auction. The ones that emerge during the season are the ones that come and buy on auction. So most of them have not started yet. We're still engaging them in terms of finding out the reasons why they are not on the market yet. So like I said earlier, as we progress inside the market season, most of these things will improve.
President of the Tobacco Association of Malawi Tama Trust, Abiekali Mabanda, expects farmers to earn more from the crop than last year.
Looking at the prices offered on contract, the farmers think they may have just a little bit higher than last year's marketing season.
Tobacco remains Malawi's major export crop. However, its production has been on the decline in recent years, resulting in reduced earnings from the crop. Last year, the country sold 112.89 million kilograms of tobacco, realizing $173.5 million from the green gold. The earnings were 27% below $237 million realized during the 2019 season.
Staying with the tobacco theme, the Agriculture Research and Extension Trust ARED has raised 4 new dark-fired tobacco varieties that are high-yielding and disease-tolerant. The varieties are expected to be available on the market from this month. ARED Chief Executive Officer Albert Changaya explains more.
From ARED this year, apart from the normal belly varieties, where we have ABH 12, ABH 31 and ABH 43, we have released new dark-fire hybrid varieties. There are actually 4 of them. These are very high-yielding and resistant to soil-borne and foliar diseases. And actually the demonstrations that we had this year, or the research trials that we had, were actually showing a big difference between these hybrids and the varieties that we released before. Because most of the old varieties, they went down to Fusarium wilt and also Tornado brown spot, but these ones were very, very resistant and they were standing out. So we would encourage the farmers to actually use these new hybrid varieties for dark-fired. And apart from that, of course, we have the normal flu-cured varieties, like the AFH 1, 2, 3, 4, but we released the new ones, AFH 5 and 6. These, for the farmers who do not have maybe enough curing space, they give a breather because they don't ripen so fast. They are quite good and the quality is very good. So the farmers would enjoy, harvesting at their own pace and using them. The estimated yields are ranging from about 2.5 tons and above, which are quite high. And some of them are even going to 2.7 or even 3 tons per hectare. So being hybrids, it means they are very, very high yielding, and we are actually proud of them. And we would encourage farmers to use these, varieties for this season. But maybe as an advantage while describing the varieties, I just want to warn farmers that when it comes to time of selling tobacco seed, there are a lot of dubious characters who bring in fake seed. From I don't know where on the market, they flood the market. But I just want to ask the farmers to guard against buying fake seed. They should make sure that either farmers are getting seed from ARED, they're buying from ARED.
The real estate industry seemed to have had a good year in 2020 owing to huge profits companies in the sector have posted. For example, Malawi Stock Exchange listed Mpiko and Icon Properties have registered a combined 18 billion kwacha profit in the year. Justin Quayle has more in this report.
According to financial statements from the companies, Mpiko has posted a profit after tax of 9.2 billion kwacha and 8.8 billion kwacha for Icon Properties. Mpiko attributes its profit to a one-off deferred tax adjustment of 2.5 billion kwacha following the recognition of the corresponding asset. Its trading statement adds that the adjustment was prudently determined that based on the current taxable profits projection in one of the subsidiaries in the group, the utilization of the tax asset would not materialize before the relevant statutory period expires. The company also saw total assets increasing from 73.8 billion kwacha in 2019 to 79.7 billion kwacha in 2020. Mpiko admits that COVID affected the economy and the sector was not spared, but hopes for a better year in 2021. It says COVID effects will continue in view of the reported resurgence in other parts of the world. The statement adds that there are, however, signs of the situation improving, adding the group has adaptive strategic plans to ensure its stakeholders are provided with relevant property solutions and that shareholders' investment is protected. Icon Properties saw its total assets increasing to 86.3 billion kwacha in 2020 from 79.3 billion kwacha in 2019. Its trading statement says the group's performance was driven by property revaluation gains and finance income as rental income reduced compared to the previous year. It adds that COVID affected its performance as to protect cash flows, several maintenance projects were postponed until further notice, whereby capital projects faced several delays. The fourth quarter of the year saw improvement in the pandemic and affected conditions which allowed the group to close with a stronger position. On Outlook, Icon Properties says the improvement in business activities over the festive season was summarily halted at the beginning of the 2021 year, mainly due to the spike in COVID-19 positive cases. Although the number of reported COVID-19 cases has reduced significantly following various government measures, Malawi's economic outlook still faces considerable downside risks, including weather shocks and pressure on the Malawi kwacha. It concludes that the pandemic is expected to continue having an impact on the portfolio, and that although Icon is expected to remain competitive, rental growth is expected to continue to be impacted, with the retail sector expected to face challenges during the recovery. The COVID pandemic shook different sectors of the economy, with transportation, tourism and entertainment being the heaviest hit.
This is Business Time, a magazine program where we bring you business and economic news stories making headlines in the country. We'll be right back. Customers during the COVID pandemic. But similar trends have been seen among microfinance institutions and savings and credit cooperatives alike. But what was the secret to such huge profit? Steve Chilongo is president for Umodzi Sacco.
We are equally surprised and we thank God because we feel God has been a driving force. Our members have been patronizing the institution. Much as liquidity was a problem to most SACCOs, liquidity was not a problem to Umodzi Sacco. And maybe the asset that we use most is group loans. We are a payroll-based institution where once one gets a loan, it is deducted on the payroll. But we have this group loan as one which ensures that we have liquidity all through, simply because once the loans are collected by the treasurer of respective groups, they bring cash to the office. So the flow of business, the flow of operations has been easy to us. The future is bright, so bright. I am optimistic that we'll hit more than a billion. In fact, we need to appreciate we have registered a profit which is huge. And then if we do not give out dividends to our members, then we are not appreciative. Remember, when you are doing business, a customer just needs a small token of appreciation. That is a driving force to continuity in business. So they'll give us more business simply because they know we appreciate what they have done.
And Ezekiel Tindwa is Business Development Manager for the Malawi Union of Savings and Credit Cooperatives.
It's quite indeed a challenging environment, not only for SACCOs, but the nations as well, and all businesses. It has trickled down even to individuals. However, I would like to say that some SACCOs, they have taken COVID as an advantage because they have come up with new products responding to the environment, but some SACCOs have been heavily affected. But now let me take you back to Mozi SACCO. Mozi SACCO, having their AGM today, is all about good news. And good news indeed are based on the facts. The facts is about the figures. The figures which have been presented by the auditor is quite encouraging. I'll start with the growth in terms of asset base. The SACCO has grown its asset base more than 70% from where they were last year. Surplus as well, more than that. Overall, they have done quite well. The SACCO now is hitting $1 billion. It used to be around 800 plus, but today is 1.2 billion. It's a sign of growth. The surplus as well, they have managed even to control the expenses. And today, members are happy. They have posted a surplus of almost 240 million. That's quite encouraging despite the condition we are going through, the pandemic. As SACCOs, we are one family. So we can always share the lessons learned, the strategies which other SACCOs. We give a room to SACCOs to visit Mozi and learn how Mozi have done. One of it is the growth on membership, because the key denominator for the SACCO movement is membership. It's a game of numbers. Some SACCOs are losing numbers, which is beyond our control indeed.